Jones was actually helping Cam learn the Patriots playbook despite being a rookie himself. Ninkovich also added that the first-round pick was having fewer mental errors and maintained a better overall understanding of the playbook. So, Shannon, do you actually believe this?
Skip, I believe two things can be true. I can believe that Mac Jones made fewer mental errors than Cam. I believe he had a better grasp of the playbook than Cam. But this notion that, you know, I also saw what Nico said, well, he didn't run no huddle, he didn't run 2 minutes. He ran it last year. I watched him run it against the Seahawks. I watched him run it against Buffalo. I watched it.
Yeah, he did.
He did it. Mm-hmm. So to say that because they didn't allow him to do it this year, he couldn't, is not, I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that to be the case. And then Coach Belichick came on WEEI and said it had nothing positive. Now, this doesn't mean Ninkovich is lying. Skip, but what I think is at play here is that Rodney Harrison, who I know very well, me and Rodney started playing against each other, I think, in '94. We were in the same division. He was with the Chargers, I was with the Broncos, obviously. Ninkovich, Damian Woody, these are old guard, old school Patriots. This is the way they did it. There was no showmanship. There was no showboating. There was no laughing. There was no dancing. No. There was just football.
Yep.
Anybody that upsets that, all of a sudden, that's not the Patriot way. And they condemn that. And it seems to me that's what these guys are doing. Not what Cam, and I'm not trying to say Cam was 2015 Cam, but I just think it's more to do with the outward appearance of Cam than more so the substance of Cam.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. I think now, Skip, I think this is just unnecessarily piling on. To make it seem like Cam has been in the league a decade, and here he is, a second year in the offense, and here's a rookie that just come in learning the offense, is telling Cam what he needs to do in this offense. That could be the case, Skip, but I just find that hard to believe. I just think these guys have a perception or understanding of how the Patriots players should conduct themselves. And anybody that does not conduct themselves in that way is going to run afoul with those guys because this is what they did. They toed the line. It was this, Skip. There was none of that. Yeah, they played rap music, but Cam's personality, they've never had anybody like with Cam's personality. And even Gronk, Gronk have them a good old time. He's chugging beers in the parade and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, Cam was an outsider. Mm. And they look down on outsiders. Mm.
I hear you and I raise you because these remarks from Ninkovich, I have respect for him.
Yeah.
Because he was there. Yeah. He did this.
I think he won 3 Super Bowls with him, didn't he?
Yep. He was a Pro Bowl. I think he was a Pro Bowl.
I think he made one.
Yeah. But these remarks left a bad taste in my mouth because all of a sudden it is open season on Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. And it's because Bill Belichick cut him. So now all bets are off.
Yes.
Let it fly.
Yes.
Come one, come all. Mm-hmm. Line up to, as you say, pile on with every little bit. And I have no way of knowing whether this is true or not, but it seems a little overstated, a little exaggerated that Mac Jones was teaching Cam the playbook after Cam was there all of last year.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't think Cam's an idiot.
Right.
You know, what rankles me, what gives me pause, what frankly, in the end, horrifies me is, are we creeping back into black quarterback syndrome where, oh, the black quarterback doesn't have the mental capability that the white quarterback has? Even a young 22-year-old, right? 23-year-old, straight out of Alabama. He can't process as quickly as Mac. Mac just absorbed it, and then in meetings, he's having to teach it to Cam, who's only been there for a whole year.
Right.
It's just hard for me to swallow that.
Right.
I don't like the echoes of that. I don't, because I lived through it, you've lived through, we've come a long way in this regard, and all of a sudden it feels like we're taking a step backward.
Right.
And it bothers me because Cam Newton won a national championship at Blinn Junior College, and then he won a national championship at Auburn. And I got it. He had a little incident episode in the dorm at Florida that got him kicked out of that program, forced him to go to Blinn. And I got it that his father, the reports were, had delivered him to Auburn, and so his father got booted out of the national championship. He couldn't even go to the game when Auburn played Oregon, right? or the Heisman ceremony. I got all that. But Cam Newton is a football player at the highest level. He won an MVP. He lifted a team all the way to the Super Bowl. And you can't do that if you can't process.
Correct.
You know? You just can't. I'm sorry, the game is it's too fast,
Right.
it's too hard. You have to have complete control of the playbook and the play calls, and I believe he does at the highest level.
Right.
So I just don't like the implication here. It smells.
Right. I just like what Coach Belichick said. Look, Cam came here. He worked hard. He gave us everything he had. But right now, Mac is our future quarterback, and so that's where we're going. That's where we are. Like I said, Skip. Look, the kid was impressive. I mean, Skip. It's not like they cut Cam and the kid was stinking it up. The kid was impressive.
No, he was very impressive. Well, I told you, I'm eye testing it. It looked like Cam played very well, and the kid played a little better.
Right. And it was close, and, you know, you're a firm believer. If it's close, just go with the rookie.
Yeah, no, I got it. But when you start talking about MEs, as in that's what they
Middle errors.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Those are the two most crucial letters.
Yeah, because
Patriot Nation.
Yes, Skip, because you keep, and if you keep making the same mistake, either you're not learning it or we're not teaching it properly. And, you know, and that's what Mike used to tell us all the time. Either I need to get new coaches or I need to get new players. And if I need to, I'll replace both of you. So you can't keep making the same mistake, because that's what gets you beat. And the Patriots do a great job. They force you to make mistakes. They don't make mistakes. Skip, how many times in a close ball game you see them always do the right things? You never see them guys dive to try to get the ball at the pylon. No. It's not worth it. Coach Belichick says, we can't get the ball in from the 1 yard line or the half-yard line 4 times, we don't deserve to win. It's not worth you having it punched out of your hand, it rolled out the end zone, we lose the ball. Okay. They do all the right things, but like I said, Skip, it just seems unnecessary to me to have this kind of, look, I have a critique, but like you said, when you start getting into that, you know, the MEs, and I just think it had more to do with Cam's personality, Cam, the way he carried himself. I think it had more to do with that.
Okay, it well could have. He's got showmanship about him. He's got a huge personality. He wants to play happy. You know, he wants to be happy at practice. Right. And not the Patriot way. No. Just not how they did business. And yet, if he hadn't gotten COVID last year, I think they would have been in business. Right. I do. Or if they hadn't had a mix-up. Yeah. And then Mac Jones gets an opportunity to get all the reps. I don't know what that was about. And then Coach Belichick likes what he sees. Like, well, okay, you know what? I think this kid can handle it. Yeah. Or, you know, you brought this up 100 times. Or if Cam had just said, I'm going to get vaccinated because I got it last year. Right. I got to get vaccinated. Correct. Well, he didn't, so you're on the thinnest of ice with that head coach. That is correct. Okay? I got that. But this piling on, this Mac is teaching him the playbook, it just seems like... Yeah. I just find that hard, Skip, for a rookie, even the smartest of rookies. Yeah. And I've been around some great rookies, but it's hard for me to see a scenario in which a veteran quarterback that's been in the system is being taught the system by a rookie quarterback that's only been in the system for 6 months. Skip, I'm not saying that could not be true, but I haven't seen it. And like I said, I've seen everything, but I just find it hard to believe. It could be true. It could very well be true. But I'm just saying I haven't seen it, and I haven't heard anybody tell me, well, you know, hey, man, that dude is really sharp. Be in other situations. I'm not just talking about quarterbacks, Skip. I'm talking about any position. I got it. There's been so much piling on, even from Jerry Jones saying, oh, we very easily he's easy to evaluate. He's easy to evaluate. Translation, we have no use for him, right? That's basically what he's saying. Enough of that has transpired that Cam's going to have a hard time getting a job. Yes, it is, Skip. Right? Because what's the perception? Everybody, well, he's not the same. He can't do it anymore. He's set in his ways. You know, he wants to run. He's not that accurate, yada, yada, yada. Skip, remember we talked about it in free agency last year. It was June. Yep. Coach, nobody was like blowing his phone up. Coach Belichick says, hey. Let's try it again. Yeah, until Mac Jones fell in his lap at 15. So you're right, Skip. It might be a long wait. A long wait. It might be a wait that never comes. That's right.
Well, the Cowboys are not interested in Cam. They've made that clear. But are they ready for the spotlight of playing in the NFL's season opener.